Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Let's please take a comfortable sitting position. Today we start a new month and some of you are joining for the first time, so welcome and thank you for being there and thank you for your support for the different charities, for Macmillan and Samaritans. It's such a great energy when we are trying to raise some money and at the same time we are doing something for ourselves, which is even better. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and if you carry on throughout the month then you notice hopefully a lot of difference in the way we feel, not only physically but also mentally. So let's just find that comfortable position. We start with a gentle class and reminding about grounding and setting new intentions. So bring the hands on your knees, roll your shoulders back and down just a few times. And always we try to bring the balance between positions. So if you roll the shoulders back, then you roll them forward again. Good. And then finding that grounding from the hips, the sit bones, align the spine, align the neck with the chin slightly towards the chest and feeling uplifted from the top of the crown of the head. Gently close your eyes, relax the shoulders, and we'll be breathing through the nose through the whole practice. And whenever possible, we start to lengthen in the breath, trying to relax the face muscles, the forehead, the jaw. And as you're breathing and as you're deepening your breath, try to notice where is your breathing happening. Is it happening more in the chest? Or even higher towards the clavicular? Or is it already happening more towards the abdomen? And what we try to do at the beginning of each class is try to relax the body and the nervous system. And as we breathe with the abdomen, then we allow this to happen much easier, much quicker. So bring the right hand on the belly and the left one on your chest, and let's start with abdominal breathing. So as we inhale, we feel the expansion of the abdomen. As we exhale, we relax. And following the rhythm of your breath, keep inhaling and exhaling. When we have the eyes closed also, we bring the gaze up towards that space in between the eyebrows, which help us to connect with ourselves, with our intuition. And we try to find that balance between the inhale and the exhale without stopping the breath. And when the breathing is long enough, then from the abdomen it raises up towards the chest. And when you want to exhale, we exhale first, compressing gently the chest and then the abdomen. So inhaling from abdomen to chest, exhaling from chest to abdomen. But the most important thing is that you feel relaxed. You're tuning in with your breathing, then your mind will be more relaxed. And we'll try to continue with that lengthen of the breath throughout the practice. So now bring the palms together at the level of the heart in prayer position, pressing gently. And every day we'll start with our gratitude practice, choosing only 2 things that we want to appreciate. Every day, different things. So the first few days is very easy. Anything that you want to say thank you for, whether it's about yourself, about someone else. It can also be about something that is already happening or something that you would like to bring into your life as it's already happening. But only 2 things to be more specific. And then we set our intentions, and I invite you to set your intentions for the month. Although if you're not sure, don't worry, because you've got every day to set new intentions. So you can set your intentions for this practice, for your day, for this challenge. And then inhaling, keeping the palms together, raise them all the way up towards the ceiling, chin up, head back. And exhaling, spreading the arms by your sides, lowering down. And resting the hands on your lap, bringing the chin slightly towards the chest. Breathing deeply. And another deep breath. Slightly raising the chin up, and with a few blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being there. We can start by stretching the legs. Perhaps if you're not used to sitting in a leg cross position, then perhaps you notice that shaking the legs and moving the ankles is something that feels good. Try to move your toes also, just to create some extra space. Good, and then we're gonna lay down on the mat first, just to get some movement of the hips, of the legs, ankles. Bring the arms in T-shape. So shoulder height, palms down, and actively with the palms, with the fingertips pressing on the on the floor, on the carpet, palms down. Good. And the shoulders and shoulder blades pressing on the mat. The knees are bent, the feet are hip width apart, and actively engaging the core to flatten the spine. Bring the chin to the chest, so there's no tension on the neck, and then inhaling, bring the knees towards you. And from there, rock side to side slowly, just to lengthen the spine slightly side to side to create that extra space. Also, we start to activate the side abdominal muscles, the upper body muscles, as we keep pressing with the shoulders, with the arms, with the hands. Good, and then we come back towards the center and raise both legs up, toes pointing, aiming to 90 degrees, but if that is challenging for you, keeping the knees straightened, then just adapt by keeping the legs as strong and straighten as you can. With the next inhalation, open about shoulder width apart and rotate in opposite direction with the ankles. Keep pressing down with the shoulders. Make sure the neck is soft. Good, and then opposite directions. Good, and stop the rotations. Bring the knees towards the chest, give them a hug, and rock side to side. This time, bringing the thighs as closer to you as you can. The tighter you bring the thighs towards you, the more you notice the stretch on the thighs, on the inner thighs. Good, and then come back towards the center. Bring the hands by your sides and bring the feet again down on the mat, hip width apart, pressing with the toes. So first contact with the grounding, we can start even from this position, no need to be standing up. Whenever the feet are on the floor, then we want to have a good contact with the toes, with the ball of the foot, and trying to press down a little bit more. As we do, then the leg muscles get engaged, and in this position, also the pelvic floor. So try to engage the pelvic floor while we're here. Shoulders back and down. We're going to keep the arms by your sides first, with the palms down. Very active with the shoulders, with the chest, and bridge breathing. Inhaling, bringing the hips high. Squeezing the glutes and keeping the knees hip width apart. Good, and then exhaling, engaging the core very strong, bringing vertebra by vertebra all the way down. But when we get down with the hips, try not to collapse. Try to keep the engagement of the core, of the feet pressing down. The arms are also engaging, the shoulders back. So we're going to do 3 rounds like that with the rhythm of your own breathing. So when you're ready, engage and inhaling, raise up. When you want to exhale, then start exhaling and lowering down very slowly, controlling with the core. And when you want to inhale, then inhale and come up. Exhaling, lowering down. Linking the movement and the breath, inhaling, coming up last time, and exhaling, lowering down. Good, and then bring the knees to the chest and just rock side to side. Perhaps you notice that gentle massage on the lower back, quite nice after doing this exercise. This is very good for strengthening the glutes, the legs, the core, but also to relieve any kind of lower back pain. So bring the legs back again into the same place. We can increase the exercise, the movement with arm movement. So we do the same movement with the hips as we inhaling, but at the same time we're going to bring the hands down. So in the first occasion we synchronize the movement raising up and down with the breathing, and this time the hands, they've got a larger range of movement, but they need to come straight as the hips come to the highest. And then when we want to exhale, contracting, controlling, lowering the hips and touching the thighs, to the thighs, not to the, towards the thighs. And that way the core is still active. Press down with the toes. We're going to do it all together at the same time. So the feet are all the time down on the floor, pressing and engaged. When you're ready, bring the hands up, resting on the mat, palms facing up, and exhaling, bringing the hips high, hands to the thighs. Good, inhale, lowering down slowly, without rushing. Good, exhale, inhale, good, exhaling. One more, inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then bring the arms all the way back, lowering the hips, bringing the knees towards you, give them a hug and rock side to side. Recovery. Well done. So now from here, roll towards the right side. And when we're rolling on the side, always take at least a couple of breaths so you don't feel dizzy as you come up. And to come up, use your arms to bring you into tabletop. So from tabletop, we have hands under the shoulders, fingers well spread and active, the elbows are soft, the knees hip width apart, The core is engaged in that neutral position. But then we're going to do some cat-cow first. So bring in some movement into the spine. As we're inhaling, we arch in the spine, softening the elbows and looking up. And as we exhale, we stretch the arms, bring the stomach in, rounding the spine, chin to chest. Make sure there's no tension on the neck. Inhaling, looking up, tailbone up. Exhaling, rounding, belly button towards the spine, chin to chest. Following the rhythm of your breath. Keep going, exhaling, round. Good, and 2 more. Inhaling, exhaling. And the last one, inhale and exhale. Good, and then we come back towards the center. We bring the big toes touching, opening the knees wide, bringing the hips towards the back and stretching the arms away from you. So the wider the knees are, the more we can stretch the arms and the more we can bring the chest towards the mat. Bringing the forehead down, keeping the activation on the arms, trying to crawl away from you. You can close your eyes, bring the gaze up. Keep breathing slowly and notice the stretch on the arms, on the shoulders, on the spine. Breathe slowly. And then inhaling slowly, bring the chin up, open your eyes, but keep looking down. Bring your hands closer to you. Bring the knees together and again coming onto tabletop. So open the knees hip width apart, shoulder width apart with the hands, soften the elbows, tuck the toes under and coming up into downward facing dog. So for downward facing dog, some people might feel better if they give one step forward, bending the knees if you need to, trying to bring the heels down on the mat and raising the hips higher. We should feel the elbows soft, the shoulders relaxed. Bring the chest a little bit more towards the thighs, but the head is neutral. Relax the neck and keep raising the hips high. And once you're there, bend the knees one at a time to create some extra space on the back of the legs. Good. Keep pressing with the fingertips so there's not so much weight on the wrists. Good. And then from there, make sure your feet are hip width apart because it's a little bit easier. Good. And then from here, we bend the knees, feeling more weight on the legs than the hands, so we can walk back with the hands into a forward fold. And stay on that forward fold, looking at your toes or in between your feet, allowing the spine, the neck, the head to hand free. Relax the jaw. The hips are high. The knees can be bent if you feel an intense stretch on the back of the legs. As long as we don't feel pain, that's okay. But we should never feel pain in our yoga practice. If you do, then come back to a more comfortable position. Then from there, we're going to bend the knees, stretch the arms, palms facing each other, arms aligned with the ears, bring the stomach in and align the spine. Feel the strength on your legs, feel the grounding as you press down with your toes, with the ball of the foot. Feel the energy raising up, the heat in your body as we work with the thighs. And inhaling, come all the way up, bring the palms together. Keep the knees bent as we are trying to keep the spine straight in this Parvatasana or tall mountain. And the arms are actively trying to come towards the ears, but the shoulders are relaxed. Make sure we're not pulling from the shoulders. Always try to create a good space between shoulders and ears. Then when you're ready with the next exhalation, bringing the hands towards the heart center. Get on there by your sides. And straightening the legs, and then just let's shake side to side with the arms. Completely let go of any control of the hands, just creating an extra space in the middle of the spine, on the shoulders, releasing any possible tension on the upper back, on the lower back. Good, and then slowly let go of the movement. Good, and we come towards the top of the mat. I'm just going to be facing you for now. So when we are practicing grounding, it's much easier with hip width apart. So that's how we're going to do it today. So make sure that, again, the weight is almost going forward towards the tip of your toes. Really, the weight should be balanced in the whole foot, but as we start, because normally we have a tendency to bring more weight on our heels, then we need to bring the weight forward, engage the toes, the ball of the foot, bending the knees, and as we do this grounding, then you can lower the heels down, and we feel the toes engage, the ball of the foot, and the legs, the thighs, the core, and try to bring the hips slightly forward. As we have the knees bent, it becomes a little bit more easier, and we have the spine more straight, reducing that arch of the spine. That sometimes takes a bit of practice. Shoulders back and down, keep the thighs active and strong, bend the knees a little bit more. Even if it feels exaggerated, we bring in some strength on our legs. Good, and then inhaling, bring the palms up again into Parvatasana with the palms together, with the arms aligned with the ears, shoulders down. Good, and then from here, we're going to bring the hips forward, the knees bent, and look slightly up, slightly back bend. Good, and then open the arms, palms facing each other, shoulder width apart, and then bring the hips towards the back. Try to keep the spine straight. Bring the stomach in and stop when the upper body is parallel to the floor. And keep pressing with the toes. Keep stretching the arms away from you, stomach in, and the toes are still very active. Perhaps you already feel an intense stretch on the back of the legs. Before you feel pain, then soften the knees. If it's just a stretch and you can hold it, then try to keep the knees straightened, but always slightly soft, so the muscles are engaged. Very good. And then exhaling, lowering the hands down and let go. So from here, we're going to hold the opposite elbows, bring the arms slightly towards the back of the head, and then bring a bit of swivel side to side to create some extra space on the back, on the lower back, on the sides of the body. Good, and then come back towards the center, and now actively bring the arms towards the back of the head. Stomach in, toes active, and again, notice there, how does it feel on the back of your legs? If you are having very tight hamstrings, then soften the knees slightly and keep breathing. As you soften your breathing, perhaps you feel more comfortable and you can straighten the knees a little bit more. If that's the case, then you keep trying little by little. If you straighten more and it feels uncomfortable, then you come back a little bit more. And we keep working with the breathing, with the body, taking control of our body. the way we feel. Good, and then release the arms. And bring the tip of your fingers on the mat, and then by your shins, straightening the legs, the arms, the spine. Half Uttanasana. Bending the knees, bringing the hands on the hips, so the upper body is again parallel to the floor, but this time we have a very strong core, so we bring the hands to the hips, looking down towards the mat, breathing slowly, feeling the strength of your legs supported slightly by your glutes. Your core is strong. You can perhaps even feel the back muscles engaged. And then bend the knees, inhaling, start coming up. Bring the hands behind the hips and slightly back bend. Shoulders back and down, elbows closer from behind, and bend the knees a little bit more. Looking up if you can. Good. Very good. And then from here, bring the chin to the chest, and then straightening the legs. Let go of the arms, shake. Let go of the legs, one at a time. Very good. Well done. Now we're going to grab the blanket to get ready for your Savasana. Well done for your practice. Always I encourage you to feel good with every practice, no matter how it feels. Now lay down on the mat, stretch the legs, stretch the arms. Bring the chin to the chest. Make yourself comfortable. You can even use a pillow under your knees if you suffer from lower back pain. And then close your eyes. Bring the gaze up. Relax the jaw. Relax your whole body. Bringing full awareness to your breathing. Noticing your heartbeat. Feeling the increase of the heat on your body after the movements, the exercise, the deep breathing. Feeling more alive. Feeling energized. But we also need to relax and to let go, to bring balance and to get the benefits of all those movements. So now allow yourself to completely relax, to let go of any tension. And whenever you can, let go even to the control of your breathing, allowing this one to come in and out through the nose, but without control. And as your breathing becomes free, then you also experience that freedom from your physical body, just for a few minutes. Keeping the gaze up, and even if we're not controlling the breathing, but keep the awareness to what is happening, those gentle movements in the body. Staying there for one more minute. deeply relaxed. And then gently start wiggling your fingers and your toes. Breathing deeply. And with the next inhalation, bring the feet together. Bend the knees one at a time to lengthen the spine. Raise the right arm or the left one if you have low blood pressure. And roll onto your side. Right side or left side if you have low blood pressure. And stay there with your eyes closed. Gaze up. Using your arms to bring you up to a sitting position. Still with your eyes closed. Aligning the spine, the neck. And as a way of union and to close the session, I invite you to sing one Om and feel your own vibrations. So to prepare for an inhale and bring the palms together at the level of the heart, pressing gently. Bringing the chin slightly towards the chest, raising the gaze up. And when you're ready, inhale deeply. Inhale and exhale. And keeping the palms together, with the next inhalation, bring the thumbs towards the third eye for the right thoughts. And exhale. Inhale and bring them closer towards the mouth for the right word, the right say, and exhale. And inhale and bring them closer towards the heart center for the right feelings and compassion, and exhale. And with a few blinks, open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. I will open the mics now, but for everyone else who is doing the recordings, if there's any questions, please let me know. And have a lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow.